Last episode, I added carbon fiber tubes, lights, and cameras to my cockpit and accidentally built the world's lightest sim rig roof. Things escalated quickly. Today, I'm putting a rally control panel above my head and using it mid-stage. What could possibly go wrong?
Go. 3 left, don't cut into.
There comes a moment
right.
in every sim racer's life when he must confront a brutal, unavoidable truth. That no matter how powerful the PC, no matter how expensive the wheel, no matter how many RGB lights are flashing like a nightclub in Berlin, he is completely helpless against this. A device so small, so convenient, and yet so unbelievably useless when you operate it in racing gloves, seconds before the first corner in Assetto Corsa Rally. But what if there was another way? A way to eliminate the chaos, to remove the frustration, and finally bring clarity. A small device that helps preserve your sanity during long sim racing sessions. A device that stays by your side in moments of triumph, and in the far more common ones, when you end up in a ditch. A device that lets you control basic car systems while driving flat out. Hello, my old friend. It's time.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
This is the 7th episode of my journey, and at this point, it's safe to say, this project has completely gotten out of hand. I have absolutely no control over it. In my previous episode, I accidentally invented the world's lightest sim rig roof while trying to organize a camera and lights during a YouTube recording session. This is how all great engineering disasters begin. Turns out,
5,
the roof is actually
4,
surprisingly
3,
useful.
2.
It's about time to use that extra space above my head to gain more control and make my sim racing life a little easier. This is the brain of today's operation. The Razer Stream Controller X. It's basically a macro pad on steroids, because the capabilities here are just insane. I've used it for years in my design workflow, and it's an absolute control beast. I chose the Razer Stream Controller X because it runs Loupedeck software, and I absolutely love it. It's flat, sleek, and looks like something you'd find in a spaceship cockpit. Today I'll show you how easy it is to fight sim racing chaos by mapping buttons, creating macros, key combinations, and other dangerously powerful shortcuts. I want to replace this tiny keyboard I use while racing with something that doesn't make me feel like I'm defusing a bomb every time I change engine mapping. All right, let's build a sim racing cockpit brain and test it in a real-world scenario. Let's start by mapping the crucial apps I launch before every sim racing session. First button, Sim Hub. Second, Simagic, to control my direct drive motor. Third button, let's make it interesting. Assetto Corsa Rally. This is the special one. The button that turns a calm human being into a gravel-obsessed maniac. Just one important thing, at least for me. I sometimes drive with headphones on, so keeping an eye on the volume is essential. 2 additional buttons land on the Razer unit to finally close the operating system control loop. So right after my system boots up, I need just 3 taps on the Razer Stream Controller X to launch the 2 most important apps and jump straight into my favorite simulator. Awesome. Now we're solving my biggest gripe while driving. During my struggles in Assetto Corsa Rally, I'm running a Momo wheel with absolutely no buttons, and a Moses sequential shifter with exactly 2. One starts the engine, the other wipes the windshield. So I can begin the disaster with one button and make sure I can actually see it happen with the other. Everything else? Keyboard. A tiny keyboard, which requires the finger precision of a surgeon and the patience of a monk. Today, my sim racing life is about to change. The plan is simple. Ditch the keyboard and let the brain unit run the whole operation. Those icons you see are just keyboard keys, perfectly matched with the ones in the game. Couldn't be easier. I mapped everything that actually matters: game controls, car systems, electronics, and camera shortcuts. Pure rally control from the overhead panel, at full speed, flat out. The possibilities here are truly endless. I'm 2 steps away from configuring this device to order a pizza while entering a chicane at the Nürburgring. At this point, the keyboard is officially out of the game. Pro tip: don't design icons from scratch. Just search for Stream Deck sim racing icons. Time to solve a problem no one else has. Mounting sim racing gear onto carbon tubes above my head, because safety is optional. Behold, the cheese plate, a photography tool designed to attach absolutely everything to absolutely anything. Together with custom-designed printed parts, this turns my sim rig roof into a universal mounting platform for future upgrades and accessories. Time to turn theory into plastic. Somewhere between science and nonsense, a part is being born. Now it all comes together: the cheese plate, the mount, and the Razer X. Everything bolts down, locks in, and lines up exactly where it should. This is actually incredible. Usually my 3D prints fit after 3 redesigns, 2 compromises, and 1 emotional breakdown. Time to mount it in the cockpit. Looks great, until gravity joins the conversation. Almost immediately, the whole thing starts rotating. Not ideal. So, fix. Adhesive gel inside the clamp to add friction. And because every great build ends the same way, zip ties. It's not going anywhere. Probably. Now I'm fully prepared for whatever the simulator throws at me. Here's the ultimate proof of my wildly optimistic engineering. I have a feeling this is going to be a cheap, yet surprisingly functional addition to my rig. Time for the real-life scenario. If this works, we'll call it an upgrade. If it fails, it gets classified as a stress test for my carbon pipe roofing system. Lights on, because I need more visibility. This is the magic moment. ABS turned off. Because, bravery. No keyboard, no panic. Just buttons above my head. First hairpin down, and somehow nothing fell off. Razer X still alive and kicking. Moments later, the stage turns hostile. Storm arrives uninvited.
Brake, 3 left, tight.
Okay, that corner caught me completely by surprise. No conditions can catch me off guard anymore. Rain, mud, a completely blind windshield. I deal with it instantly. No pauses, no panic, no button hunting. No more keyboard drama. Better, faster. We turned a carbon roof accident into a cockpit control system. A completely normal evolution. Next episode, we tackle something even more dangerous. sense of speed and cockpit view optimization. With each episode, I'm getting closer to full-send sim racing perfection.
100. 4 right tightens, don't cut. Go. 4 right don't cut, late 50.
Because what you just saw is only the beginning of my sim racing saga. So slap that like button and subscribe.